guys, welcome back to The Last New World. Today, I think we're going to be doing some general housekeeping tasks as well as some general horsekeeping tasks. I think we're going to find a place to set up a new base that's going to be all dedicated to horse breeding and trying to achieve the perfect horse. But first, let's get into a little bit of the housekeeping we need to do. So, off camera, I did a little bit of netherite mining, and I got 14 ancient debris, which is enough to make 3.5 netherite. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I want 9, so that we can get our fortune pick netherited up too. So we are a little more than a third of the way there. But I think for the first part of this episode, we're just gonna go ancient debris mining and see if we can find a little bit more to get us up to the 9 ingots that we need. Oh, or 10. Do we want to go for an even 10 so we can get a hoe? Good question. Maybe let's go for an even 10. I think that's a good idea. Okay, I don't know what depth is the best for netherite. I just came down to 1 level above bedrock, so why 5, and we'll see how this goes. I think I'm just gonna throw up a 20-minute timer, 30-minute timer, and see how much we get, because I don't want to be mining too much right now. But I think whatever we end up getting, we'll use that, plus the 14 we have back at the base, and we'll make as many. Oh! Guys. I forgot we need a netherite upgrade too. Oh no. Okay. Well, anyways, my point stands. I'm gonna get netherite, and then we'll think about going and looting a bastion. Right, I'm gonna put 20 minutes on the clock. Alright, and the timer starts now. And our timer actually just went off, which is kind of perfect because our pickaxe was about to break. That felt rather unsuccessful. That's 1 more netherite, I guess. So now we're at 18 out of the 40 that we want. 36 maybe, 40 if we want a hoe. We'll aim for 40. So that puts us at almost halfway, I guess. I think I'm gonna figure out how the heck I get out of here, and then I'm gonna do some more mining off camera, because that is boring. 1 mining session later. Look at all that ancient debris. A whole 45. That's 5 more than we need. I think it took me about another 90 minutes of mining, which is actually pretty good compared to how few we got in that 20 minutes we did. But I'm very glad that we got that. The issue is, now we need to go find a netherite upgrade, because we need those now, and I totally forgot about it. So I'm going to go loot, hopefully just 1 bastion. It might take more if we don't find it in the first one, but I'm going to go head back to the nether, and I'll bring you guys along, and we'll try to find a bastion. Let's go! Alright, we're back to the nether. Now the hunt begins. Okay, so looks like we found a bastion here. Wasn't too far, but I did have to do some parkour to get here. I know that there's 4 different types of bastions. I don't know if they have different loot. I've only ever looted bastions once, and that was on a multiplayer server where I was trying to get all the records. I needed to go to get pig step, but not played a single player world since they did the netherite upgrade thing, and usually when I play multiplayer I am not the one to get them. So this might be interesting. We'll see how this goes. Okay, that was a little freaky. Did he come from up there? Okay. Okay, what is our best method of attack for this? Oh, Oh, I do not want to fall down with that brute. Thank you very much. Ooh, head. Okay, I actually want that. Hang on. This makes me change my entire plan. Oh, and a chest. Do this. Okay. That is not useful. This is kind of like a fun little mini game. I'm really nervous about bridging over while any of these are alive, because I think even the little ones can hit you if I'm not mistaken. But I think we should be okay. Make a wide enough bridge. Okay. Ooh, wait. Wait. Hello? This loot's really good. I don't really need that. Hang on a second. What? 2 netherite and 2 netherite upgrades. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, we've got everything we need here. Let's get to crafting. We've done it. We are fully netherrited out. So good. So good. We're not gonna die anymore. We're immortal, invincible even. I could survive anything. A fall from world height even. Okay, so maybe not a fall from world height. But yeah, now that we've got our netherite tools, I can introduce you guys to the next base we're gonna build. And it's gonna be all about these guys here, the horses. We'll probably get an elytra in not too long, but I do think one of the best ways to navigate the world is by foot, because this is the level that we're building everything at. This is the level where everything exists. And I want a perfect horse to be able to navigate this world. Because I think an elytra is really useful for building, so I can fly back up to the top and continue on the roof or whatever. But when I'm moving around the world, I'm gonna want to do it like this, because this is way more immersive. As you can see, I've started on a path towards the next base we're gonna make. I've gotten it about halfway there, and this definitely isn't the final path. You know, we're gonna come through eventually. Maybe use gravel, maybe coarse dirt, maybe mud. We'll see what we feel like. But this is, you know, a good layout, a good temporary before we do that. And it stops right up here, which is about the halfway point. So this is going to be a good chunk away from our previous base. You can see that I've got netherrack kind of filled out here where I want the path to go. And it continues over this way. Across the water. Come on. Ugh. Get across. Come on. Okay. Alright, guys. And this is where that netherrack path ends. This nice savanna valley where we're going to build a base entirely dedicated to breeding the best horse possible. And I think we're going to base it off of some ancient Mongolian architecture and have a couple of primary buildings surrounded by some pastures and some tents to make it look like it's more of a nomadic horse culture. So I think first off, we're going to hop to our eye in the sky and do some planning. Just like we did for Habitopolis. So let's get to that. Alright guys, now that we're in our planning phase here, I think what we're going to want to do is, because this does have 3 defined edges, we're going to want to introduce a 4th edge here via a wall. So I think we're going to have a wall kind of looping here, you know, going from edge to edge. I do see that there's this ridge in the middle, so we could do something like this with 2 walls, but I think for now, I need to get a better look at the terrain. I think for now we'll just go with 1 wall. And then I want to have the gate over here, because if you look at this terrain, it kind of makes sense to have the path loop up into here. So I think that's what we're going to do. You know, we've got our bigger path going out there. And as far as paths in here, I think we'll have something like this, like a main path kind of hugging the ridge here, with maybe one coming up here and looping back and having a structure over here, as well as this main path kind of continuing over to our main building here. and maybe jutting off over here, doing a similar up the ridge thing here, and then maybe a path over here with a split over to here. And then for structures, I want to have this whole thing framed around one large central palace, which is probably not going to be diagonal, um, just because it's so hard to build large structures like that diagonally. So this is more of for reference of area, not necessarily shape. We're going to have one large palace here, as well as a couple other similar style builds, maybe one up here and one over here. And then the other structures here are going to be tents, yurts, more impermanent looking structures that I think we'll kind of have dotted around the edges, kind of scattered up where there's not a lot of flat land for horses to graze. I think makes the most sense, how these people would be utilizing their land. That kind of fits in my opinion. And then the brunt of this area will actually be horse pasture, where we will have maybe a couple separate fields and a couple of little areas for horses to be grazing in and for us to actually breed them. And I think that this is a great plan that we've got going here. I like doing these just so I have an idea of what I want going on and so you guys can see the planning process. And I know that it's a little chaotic and a little weird and it doesn't always go to plan, but it gives me a chance to voice how I feel and kind of walk through it. So I'm probably going to keep doing this whenever we start a new town. But yeah, for now, let's hop right back into the video. So I think before we finish this path and bring it all the way around into the valley, I want to get the walls built because I don't quite know where I want the gates. I don't know if I want to do it in the center or on one of the edges or where it would really make the most sense. So I think I'm going to build this wall, which I think I'm going to bring from there over here like I showed in the planning. I might terraform this middle kind of ridge down some so it makes more sense to have a wall here rather than like boop boop, because I don't really want like boop boop. So I'll get to that. I'll terraform that, and then I think maybe we'll do a time lapse of the actual wall construction. I have a design in mind, but it might change while I'm going, so we'll see. So actually, after moving over a couple blocks here and actually looking at what this terrain looks like, I think we do want the wall to go boop boop rather than bloop, because this is so much lower than this area over here. I think it only makes sense that we have kind of a section of wall from this ridge over to here, and then maybe a tower or something here that kind of links it over to the section of wall that's going to go here. So I think we're just going to build 2 sections of wall for now, and then we'll think about what to do in the middle in the future. But I think we'll get that going here, and I think we're going to put a gate right here in the middle of this second section. And now that we've determined that, now that I've thought a little bit harder, I think I'm going to go grab the materials that we're going to need for this and hop to it. Oh my gosh, guys. Walls take a little bit more resources than I can imagine. we've got, oh, don't look that way. If you look like this, you know, we've got some of this wall done, and it's not quite as detailed as I want it to be. I don't know quite what to do, but I'm very much liking the mud, quartz, and warped plank color palette we have going here. I think I need to go through and maybe texture up the mud and do something on these bigger patches of quartz walls, because they do kind of look a little bland, but I like the roofs, and the gate I might change up a little bit too, but I like where it's going. I think we're like, I'm going to say 50% of the way there. And when I say that, I am talking both in design and also more literally. But yeah, I think this is a good start. It's kind of giving you a glimpse into that East Asia, Japan, Mongolia hybrid architecture style that I'm leaning for in this build, which I think is going to be really fun. And I was going to grab horses, but I think doing something like that, just wrangling up a bunch of horses, is probably something that's better left for off camera. So I think the next step is I have one more housekeeping task that I want to do today. Just sort of general world task, you know, moving forward. And that is to find the stronghold. So I think we're maybe going to head back to base and grab some ender eyes and explore for the stronghold. And then, yeah, see what we can do there. We've got our eyes of ender. I'm going to get some pumpkin pie for the road. Oh, look at this. This is making bank for us. And we're going to hop back on my horse, and we're going to see where we got to go here. I think oh, the first one broke. That's a bad sign. That's not very horse-friendly terrain. All right, so we're coming up on it here because the pearls are, or the eyes are flying this way. Oh, back this way. Oh. Ah. There we go. Now to find the portal. Oh, but first the library. This is important. Uh-huh. Ooh, loyalty. I'll take that. And might as well take these books. I don't really care about the paper. Okay. Luck of the Sea. Oh, but I'll take that one. That one's pretty good. I don't really care about the Luck of the Sea. Maybe one day we'll come out and clear all these books out and trade them to villagers for profit. Okay, there's the portal. Yeah, I'll break that. There's no point. Oh, it's entirely empty. Look at that, guys. Next episode. Next episode, we're going to the end. Get ready for it. Alright, and now that we're back from finding the end portal, I think for our last task of the day, I'm going to spice up my netherite armor using some of the few, what are they even called? Smithing templates we found. We've got Coast and we have Eye. So I think I'm going to do 3 in 1, and we'll try to figure out what the best pattern is, because I need to save these so I can copy them. But I think we'll see what these look like. And as far as what color we're going to make it, I think we have to do, I think diamond. I think it's got to be diamond. You know, we need that nice blue. It's kind of like a little flex, the classic Minecraft diamond. Okay, so that looks like that. What does this look like? Nah, okay. Yeah, got to do that for the helmet. That's pretty good. Ooh, I think we might use that on the chest plate. I think that's got to be the chest plate there. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, perfect. Perfect. All right. Now that we're all fancied up, let's take a look at ourselves. Whew! Look at us. We're killing it now. Our netherite tools, our netherite armor. We're ready to tackle anything, including the Ender Dragon. who we're going to be taking down next episode in hopefully a very unique way. I've got a couple ideas I'm going to try. I'm not going to do any looking on the wiki to see if they'll work. I know that the Ender Dragon's a little weird and some of the damage types that won't affect it, but I've got a couple of ideas and we'll try that out in the next episode. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Bye!